Whenever Shoreview conducts a community survey, we find out that one of the major concerns of our residents is safety in their neighborhoods. And we're fortunate because the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department has a crime prevention specialist, Deputy John Easton, who's here with us today, and we're going to talk a little bit about ways in which our residents can be safer and their property can be safer and their families safer. So welcome, Deputy Easton. And I just, tell us a little bit about the crime prevention department that you're working in with the Ramsey County Sheriff.
Well, the crime prevention unit is based out of the Volunteers and Public Safety unit, and it's made up of myself, a sergeant, and two clerks that work out of that department. And the department's main job function is to organize the neighborhood watches, to take care of the organization for National Night Out, which is coming up August 5th. Mark your calendars.
That's good to know.
And it's also in charge of the crime-free multi-housing program, which covers all of the multi-housing units throughout our 7 contract cities, the manufactured home communities in the 7 contract cities, and basically anything that has to do with ways of improving safety inside the contract cities.
Okay. Well, that's a good summary, and I know people would probably really like to know what some tips are about protecting your property and your kids and your home, and I'll just let you expound on that, and you can wander any direction you like, but it's a broad question, but I'm just wondering, how you feel people can do, what they can do to protect their property and their families in the summertime especially. Well,
the big thing is I tell all of the neighborhood watch captains, the big thing is that no one knows your yard or your home or your neighborhood better than you. You are going to be able to notice things that are out of place, things that just don't seem right. Everyone has that sense where they just notice something's not right, their gut feeling. And what I tell people is if something like that occurs, where you notice something that seems out of place, someone that seems out of place, give us a call. Pick up the phone, call 911. It's a quick fix if there's nothing wrong. We'll come there, we'll check it out, we'll talk to the person, we'll check the vehicle out, the situation. If it's nothing at all, we're there, we're out of there in a matter of minutes. But the benefit is so huge if there actually is something about to take place or something actively going on.
Okay.
A lot of people seem to think that they don't want to bother us by calling 911, or it's not that big of a deal. I tell people that's why we're there. We're the full service police department for Shoreview.
Okay.
And so if you see something that's happening at that time, call 911. We'll come out, we'll take a look. If it's something that it's just easily explained away, or the person has a legitimate reason, we'll be out of there without causing any disturbance at all to the person that we're asking the questions of. And if it's something that is a problem or a situation going on, the people will never, they'll never be able to understand the good that they did for their entire neighborhood by calling us.
Okay. Well, that's good advice, and I think you're right that a lot of times people are reluctant to call because they think it's not a major incident, it's just something that sort of concerns them. So they should feel comfortable making a call for something that they're concerned about. Talk about curfew a little bit. I'm not sure everybody knows what time curfew is for young people in the community, and especially in the summertime where kids are out of school, they don't have to get up early in the morning, and sometimes we'll notice that kids are lingering or hanging out in different places where maybe they shouldn't be. So what are the rules regarding that?
Ramsey County is one of the best places to have, or one of the best places that the curfew is enacted. Some of the other counties in the 7-county metro area have different times for different days. Ramsey County has one curfew policy. It's countywide, and it's anyone that is 15 or under has to be at home or with their parents by 10 p.m. Anyone 18 or under has to be at home or with their parents at midnight, and that's anywhere inside the county. It doesn't depend. It's 7 days a week. There's no weekend times or weekday times. A lot of people ask me about the curfew policy. I'll get a call and say, last night I saw some kids in my neighborhood. This morning I woke up, there's some graffiti And I'll ask the people, why didn't you call, did you call the deputies last night? No, the kids weren't doing anything. A lot of people don't understand that according to county policy and county ordinance, just the fact that they're out and about and they're not at home at midnight is a status offense.
Okay. So our curfew policy is easy to understand and easy to enforce.
Yep, anybody that you think that's not 18 years of age after midnight, go ahead and call us.
Okay, that's good news. And then before we're done today, I'd love to have you talk a little bit about the National Night Out, and you mentioned it's August 5th.
Yes.
Is that right? And
I hope so.
But that's always a big event, and in Shoreview every year the number of block parties increases, and so tell us a little bit about what's offered to neighborhoods who decide that they want to celebrate and how they can organize themselves and what the purpose of it is.
Well, the first thing is National Night Out is a great celebration for neighborhood groups to get out, and basically the motto is take back the night, and it is basically true. You set up an ownership of your neighborhood to let people know that there's an attentive population inside the neighborhood, and they are together. They as a unified neighborhood, they're paying attention to what's going on inside their neighborhood. One of the things that National Night Out actually was spawned from was the Neighborhood Watch program. And something that I'd like to stress for the neighborhoods that don't have a Neighborhood Watch program is trying to get involved in one. My goal that I have right now, we have all the neighborhoods that have active Neighborhood Watch programs inside the city of Shoreview are marked on a map. And my goal is to not have flags in a map marking where the Neighborhood Watch programs are. It's to have a color code so I can tell what Neighborhood Watch. I'd like to have the entire city covered.
Yep.
And National Night Out, if you would like to have information for National Night Out, call 266-7339 and give me your name and your address.
Okay. And you'll help them get
and
organized.
I will get organized. We have someone who's going to be dedicated to help organize the groups, and then we will send you out a form. You fill out the form, you send it back. There'll be options on the form. If you would like to have someone from our department visit, how many people you're planning on having, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then you fill out the form, and then we'll organize to have representatives of the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department show up at your.
Okay, that sounds great. I know that as well as being a great crime prevention program, they're also a lot of fun. And I usually get out and try to visit 7 or 8 parties on National Night Out, and the kids are having a great time, the parents are having a chance to connect, and so it's more than just a crime prevention program, but it is great to get to know your neighbors too, and then you kind of know what's going on when somebody's out of town or other things that are happening. And so I hope that this year we can, like you say, really increase the numbers so that the whole city gets covered by parties or block parties going on.
It's a great opportunity to get neighbors to know each other. My wife and I have been sponsoring National Night Out for years, and we actually had some people that were burglarizing my neighbor's home get caught because the neighbor across the street, by showing up at the National Night Out, knew that they didn't belong at the house. So the benefit is huge.
Okay. Well, Shoreview doesn't have has a very low crime rate, but if it happens to you, it seems like it's huge. And so this is it's great that we have a deputy that's actually dedicated especially to crime prevention, and we'll hope for a great summer in Shoreview and not need your services too much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.